Hello everyone, welcome to JobSkillsShare.org Helpdesk Support Entry Level to Specialist course, and today in this section we will talk about IT documentation, which is right here. This section, this video will go under this section, and we are going to specifically talk about IT documentation related to support jobs, any entry-level jobs in IT like desktop support 1, 2, 3, helpdesk analyst, computer support specialist, IT support, whatever, network administrator, and all these type of jobs related to that. We're not talking about project management, we're not talking about vendors, we're not talking about other type of documentations. We're just talking about specifically when you're working in this field, because it has to be related to the course. So why is it so important to have documentation? Just a good example over here. If I don't have any documentation for this course, if I don't put these sections in order, if I don't put videos under the same section, so if it doesn't match, let's say I put scenario under before you start, or if I put scenario under advanced troubleshooting, it won't make any sense. And if I do it wrong, like let's say I put it I don't even look at it, and I start doing it, you might figure it out. But how much time is it going to take you that, oh, advanced troubleshooting is under help desk operation, so let me just take it and I'll just keep it in my mind, I am going to do this, right? So you'll be the first person to do this, and you'll figure it out after some time, right? By just getting angry at me that what did he, I mean, this guy's crazy or what? So you will figure it out. But imagine if you have 6 more people like this and you're hiring them, they're gonna come and do the same thing just like you. So they're gonna go through it, but it's just gonna piss them off. They're not gonna like it. So this is why documentation in the right way is very important for you to save your time, being not repeating yourself to other people. And when you have new people joining in with you, they also have some type of documentation, so you don't have to do this all over again. You don't have to go from scratch zero to tell someone you need to do this, that. All you have to do is to give them that documentation in this field. This is why, this course was extremely important for me. Remember, if you guys go back to my history, I was working one day and my brother called me and he's like, hey, can you train this person? He's a good friend of mine, and he wants to learn some IT stuff. And I'm like, sure, no problem. I was so excited, I was so energetic. I'm like, yeah, let me just do this. And when I started it, I'm like, man, this is not easy. Like all this stuff right here, this can't be done like this way. I'm sorry, it can't be done. It has to be documented. It has to be provided in some manner that people can just go back and do it slowly, but more efficiently. That's how they're going to learn. And same way when you do your work and when you're trying to install a software or something like that, then you need to have documentation. So let's get to it, and where can we find some information about documentation and stuff like that. Now, this is not a technical thing. You won't learn something technical in this, and you just need to know the terminology behind what IT documentation does for you, and why is it important for you to keep right documentation. So what you can do is you basically, if you want to train yourself with the documentation, you can basically do this. You can go to Spiceworks, my favorite site for IT. Spiceworks and knowledge base right here. Knowledge base, you click on that, and IT knowledge base, and that's kind of like Spiceworks IT knowledge base. And then what it does basically, when you install the knowledge Spiceworks, you see right here, it's basically giving you these articles, recommended articles. So it could be your topic for your team, or it could be from everyone. So then the whole idea behind this is documented articles. So you basically go there and you click on the article, and then you can share with other people, look, this is our job, we need to do this, follow this article, and we're good. So maybe you will create your own article, step 1, step 2, step 3, something like that for other people. So then you have that. And in Spiceworks they have that also. Like if you just go to Spiceworks and how to, click on that, and it's right here, how to's right here. So when you click on here, let's say you're a system administrator, or you're help desk person, and you want to install something, like for example you're looking for email. So let's go ahead and click on email. So it tells you how. Most of it is like how to do this, how to do this, how to do this, how to restore. So when you click on it, you basically get these steps. Method number 1, blah blah blah. The method number 2, blah blah blah, and method number 3. So you can see it's basically step-by-step documentation, and this is something that you will be required if your company is kind of like, bigger companies. They really care about this stuff, trust me. And if even if someone don't, you really do this for yourself. You need to make your own documentation. Just think about it. If you're sick one day and you have to do something, and your CEO call you, and he's like, you know what, okay, I know you're sick, but this stuff has to be done. I need to know how to do this. And you can't talk, you're coughing and all that, and you're just like dying. And what you can do over here is to save yourself from this day. You need to create something like this, step by step, for a normal user, like you're thinking that's gonna happen. So then your CEO open this document and says, step 1, method 1. Okay, I can do this. 1 2 3, 1 2 3, 1 2 3. Oh, I don't know this part. Can you tell me what it is? And then you can, explain a little bit. So at least think about it. Think about it. That one day in your life, you just want to save yourself. This is why documentation is super important. Now, how do you basically train yourself with the documentation? To be honest, there's really nothing, there's not much to it. You can open any editor, you can open Microsoft Word and start doing these copy, like, just do method 1, type something here, create a documentation. Now, if you really want to do some good documentation, you can always go back to the Helpdesk course and write a blog. Create something. Let's say you install like a software and you think that this is something that you learn, like an article that will help other people. So that's kind of like you created a documentation, and it helps our platform too, by the way. When you create these blogs and everything, it really helps us. So you create documentation like this, or maybe you went to this section, one of the section, Outlook emails and web filters, and then you learn something in Outlook. You can create a documentation, and we will put your example right under documentation. So we will say this learner created a documentation and we give you the points. How about that? So we give you the points for that. Now that's awesome, right? This is what you call documentation. Basically, in companies, you will just do it with your other coworkers. You will build documentation, so then your coworkers, it'll be easy for them, because maybe you're good in something. You're good at one technology. You're good with some software. You introduce the software to your team members. They didn't know about it, so they might not work on it just like you do. But when you're sick, when you're out, maybe you leave the company, this is where they're gonna take the advantage of that type of documentation. And this is why it's so important, documentation for support. So hopefully this video clears some idea. Maybe you didn't know about documentation, now you know. If you think I'm missing something, drop it down into the comments so other people can learn from you. Thank you, and I'll see you guys soon.